Hi everybody, it's Carla. I've just been sorting through some old family photos, and I know I had done a video a few days ago about memories of my childhood schools and memories of my childhood dolls, and I also found some pictures of other little toys that I had as a child, and I kind of want to show you some of them. I'm making sure, yep, that I've got them. These are some pictures from my babyhood, actually. There's my mom. I'll just give you a little brief synopsis about each one. When I was born, my mom developed a blood clot in the hospital, and they had her in the hospital for 6 weeks packed in ice, and my dad had to take care of me for the first 6 weeks of my life. And so I was a bottle-fed baby, and here my mom's getting acquainted with me again once she got home. She's still not well, and we were having to get to know each other. Here's me again. I had an older brother who was a gorgeous baby. I was kind of not the gorgeous one, but yep, here I was, a little tiny new baby. Here's me again. Didn't have much hair, and I was very fair-skinned, I guess, and I cried a lot. But I think part of that would be because, you know, you didn't have the day-to-day, minute-by-minute attention of your mom in those early days. Now, when my mom did get out of the hospital, they had to put all their furnishings, they lived in an apartment, and put them in storage, and then they flew me and my mom by airplane down to Tennessee, and that's where I stayed my first year of my life because they needed to be near family that could give her a hand and help her out. So this is my dad holding me on a little rented farm area that they had for my first year, and this was my mom holding me. And yeah, after that first year they were able to go back to Michigan, and my dad had been hurt in a accident as an iron worker, and so he needed to heal. My mom needed to heal, and after that first year they moved back to Detroit, and that's where I continued living. This is me in probably one of the first apartments that they lived in shortly after I got back. I was born in 1954. These pictures were developed in 1956, so there's me. I always thought I had huge feet, and I do, but I thought those pictures really made it look like that. Here's me standing outside dressed for a cold weather in Detroit, Michigan, and you can tell I got multiple layers of clothes on. I look like the little, oh, what is that, off of Ghostbusters, that white tire kind of guy. That's how I look, all bundled up there. Here's me. I always thought this was a little crown on my head. I used to say, oh, I was a little princess. No, that wasn't a crown. It was some kind of little hat. But yeah, that's me. Now here's me with a doll, which I don't even recall having, which I would have only been like 2 years old at the time, so I don't remember this one at all, but I found a picture of me with a dolly. I don't look too happy, but I'm holding my doll. And then we'll go back down here. Here's me on a tricycle with my mom. I don't know why the balloons are on the handlebars, but maybe to help me in case I fall or something. I'd have cushioning. Who knows? Might be an early, what do you call it, airbag deal. I don't know. Here's me standing outside. I think here we lived in a flat in Detroit. And I'm a little bit older, and I got on one of the little snowsuits that were very typical back at that time. Here's me on my 3rd birthday. I've got a lot of pictures of me and my brother. My parents would write happy birthday with our name and our birth date on there, and they like to take pictures of that. So here I am with my brother Gary. And here's Easter. I don't know why parents always positioned you in the sun. Me and the other little girl in the front are just kind of squinting really bad. That's my brother, and Cheryl Moore standing behind us, and for some reason I'm carrying 2 Easter baskets. Haven't figured that one out yet, but I'm the little girl in the white jacket there. Here's another Easter get-up. Besides school clothes, the one time a year I would get something new to wear would be Easter, and my mom and dad would go all out. I got new shoes and socks and gloves and purse and hat and a dress and a jacket or a sweater. So yeah, and my brother would get all new outfit too, so that was very nice. This is one of the old, you know how you'd sit in a booth and it would take a film strip of like 4 or 5 pictures in a row. I always told everybody that was my Jodie Foster lookalike picture here. You can see my freckles, and yeah, just a young little girl here, but yeah, I didn't even know that was me there for a while. I wasn't the brightest light in the box, I guess. Here's one of, I think this was in one of the houses that we rented before my parents bought their first house. And if I recall right, this was a weird chartreuse green color dress. Didn't suit me at all, but you know, my mom really liked ruffles and all that stuff. So here I am in another Easter dress. Here's my brother and my dad, and if you look real close, you can see I'm holding my Tammy doll. Yep. So that would have been in my early junior high years, I think, because for my birthday that year I got a Chesterfield coat with a velvet collar. It was red and black plaid, that's what you're seeing there, and white go-go boots and a purse that had some quarters in it. So that was my big birthday. And then here I am a little bit older. This was when The Man from U.N.C.L.E. came out, and I actually got a gun. It looked like a big transistor radio that you'd carry by a handle, and then you would push a little button and the barrel would come out and the stock would shoot out the back, and it turned into a gun, and that was in my spy era. I wanted to be like Napoleon Solo or Ilya Kuryakin off of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Then later they came out with the TV show The Girl from U.N.C.L.E. I think they had Stephanie Powers and Noel Harrison that played in that. And so yeah, anything that had to do with spies, that's what I wanted to be. And then up here is my mom. That's what she looked like when she met my dad. And that's what he looked like when he met my mom. Yep. And here's my grandma, my mom's mother. My mom is this oldest girl on the right. This is my grandma with her 3 sets of twins. And she had 3 sets of twins in 3 years. At this time, she also had 2 older children. So she had, the way my mom always told it, she had, let's see, what did she say? She had 6 in diapers, 4 bottle feeding, and 2 breastfeeding at the same time. And there's my grandma just smiling, happy as can be. She ended up having 14 children altogether. They were tenant farmers in Tennessee. I don't know if you can see the little girl back in the doorway. It's my mom and a couple of her younger brothers. This was my grandpa, who was, besides a tenant farmer, he also played the organ and the piano, and he was also an evangelist. And this is the group of them going to church. That's my mom's oldest sister up there standing up, Nell, and that was my mom's best friend. And my mom is this little girl here on the lower left-hand corner, and I always thought she was in the Girl Scouts because she was wearing a little beret, but that's not what it was. And her twin is this little boy right here in the corner, and he was quite a bit smaller than my mom. Again, my mom is on the right, her twin is on the far left, and my grandpa holding the next set of twins, the next younger set. Here's my grandpa right there, and this was him holding his youngest baby, I believe. The pictures weren't developed till like the 50s, but he died in the 40s. He left his wife with all those children to finish raising. I think 4 of them were adult at that time, and the rest she had to raise on her own. But in this one, he had gotten some kind of Scarlet Fever, I believe. And yeah, and he had been sick for 2 years, had to relearn how to walk and talk and everything. And then not too long after that, he was hit by a train walking around a corner going to his job in the town. And she was left a widow with all those children to finish raising. And there's my grandma there with most of her children. Some of them were gone at that time, working in the CC camps or something. That's my mom's twin right down there in the bottom. He was wounded in the Battle of Normandy. He got shot coming right off the troop transport onto the beach and stayed a year in France and came home with shrapnel in his body. And he was a tobacco farmer in Tennessee for the rest of his life. My mom's the brunette up there, standing like leaning against that post. And those two are twins. And then here's my grandpa in the back row with a number of his sons, and his one of his brothers is also in the back row with him. Then in this row, I don't have a whole lot of pictures of my dad. They were in a poor Tennessee family also, but there's my dad when he met my mom. Here's my dad. My dad was born in 1917, and he's the little boy on the right. The real tan little boy with the frosted looking hair and this cute little Lord Fauntleroy get-up that he's wearing. Yeah, he's so cute there. That would have been about 1918. That picture would have been made, and that's with his two other brothers, and the baby in the middle is a brother, but he's wearing a little dress because that's the way they dressed babies back then. And that's his grandpa. That's the one we call Papa Wilson. That was his mom's dad, and he was the sweetest old guy. The last time I saw him, I was 16. He was still alive. He was totally blind, but lived by himself. And when we went to visit, my dad walked up to him and said, "Pap, do you know who this is?" And he said, "You're my little Carl." And it was like he was remembering him back as a little boy. They loved each other very, very much. So yeah, just some pictures of my family. And I wanted to show you some from my childhood. But yeah, I'm having great fun going through the old family pictures and seeing what's there and trying to group things together. But thank you everyone for watching, and I will leave you with the picture with me and my Tammy doll right there. So thank you for watching everyone, and I hope you have a great day, and we will talk to you later. Bye.